I have never played any of the 5th gen Pokemon, a game that came out in 2010. Pokemon Black and White are some of people's favorite Pokemon to this day. Mine, however, is Pokemon Emerald. And today I'm finding out if the 5th gen Pokemons can overthrow my favorite childhood Pokemon game. Our journey begins in the Unova region. As we're greeted by this region's Professor Juniper, we get to select our starter Pokemon. Of course, I'm going to pick the cutest one, Oshawott. After picking our starter and getting demolished by Bianca. How is he faster than me? We beat Cheer and Snivy into a pulp and get to name our own Oshi boy, Matt. After we leave town that we supposedly spent our entire life in, we take our first steps out into the real world. In the town over, we find a crowd huddling over people with very bad fashion sense. I mean, look at that. I didn't know that we were playing Assassin's Creed. An old man with green hair comes forth and tells us his plan. His plan is the liberation of all Pokemon. See, this man thinks that Pokemon is inferior to humans and that humans are nothing more than a lit bag of poop on your stepdad's front porch. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Pokemon are different from humans. They're living beings that contain unknown potential. What is our responsibility towards these wonderful beings called Pokemon? What could it be? Liberation. Oh my god. We must liberate the Pokemon. Then, and only then, will humans and Pokemon truly be equals. Out of the crowd, another mysterious figure with green hair, definitely has no correlation with the other guy with the green hair, starts to mumble to us. The mysterious figure calls himself N. I think it's short for
"You're not that guy."
He says something about him being able to heal my Pokemon and proceeds to battle me. After I take him out with my Matty boy, he says that if Pokemon stay in their Pokeballs, they will never become perfect. Talk about a god complex, right? Heading to the next town on our list, we are greeted by Bianca, the same Bianca that crushed my hopes and dreams at the start of the game. You think that's gonna work? You think that can save you? No. After crushing her hopes and her dreams, we head into Striton City for the first time. We find Chirin strategizing in front of a blackboard of how he can beat us in a rematch. But just like Bianca, we crush him without a sweat and pick up our second Pokemon, Sheepy. With a fire type on our team now, grass types are going to be a breeze to defeat. With our newly acquired Pansear, we head into the first gym in the Unova region. We come face to face with the first gym leader, Celian. Taking his Lillipup out with Matt, we destroy his pan stage with Sheepy, even though we're 4 levels behind without breaking a sweat, and obtain our first gym badge. That's 1 down, 7 more to go. After defeating Celian, we find a couple of Team Plasma grunts bullying a Muna. So much for the liberation of Pokemon, am I right? We beat them easily, and Muna's mother comes in for the rescue. I pick up a Muna of my own and a Patrat. We bump into Cheer once again on Route 3, and it seems that he learned nothing from our last encounter. After leaving him crying like a little schoolboy that had a little peeing accident on the playground, Bianca rushes towards us in hopes that we can save a little girl's Pokemon that Team Plasma stole. Really, I don't understand this team. Do they want liberation or are they just mean at this point? We find the grunts in a dark cave and show them that it's not nice to take candy from a baby. From all this winning, our little boy Matt evolves into a Dewott. Let's go! What happened to my boy? Before we move on to the next city, we catch a Blitzel and a Timber to fill up the entire 6 slots of our team. The next city is Nacreen City, and before we can enter the museum/gym, we are once greeted again by the mysterious figure N. He tries to lure me in with his ideologies, and I spam A, so I don't really know what I agreed on, and starts to battle me for the second time. Of course, N is no match for my Matty boy, and walks away with his tail between his legs. We finally enter the second gym and figure out the puzzle about books. We face the gym leader and take what's rightfully ours, the second gym badge. After so, Team Plasma comes in and steals the skull of a Dragonite for decoration purposes? I don't really know, it was late and I wasn't really paying attention. Oops. I went after the grunts to retrieve the skull back, and after defeating them, I give it back to the museum. Afterwards, I set foot to the next city, Castelia City. And I have to say, crossing the bridge that leads to the city, I was in awe by the graphics from a game that came out 14 years ago. Ever play this game? And it shows. But this is so cool. For a DS? Really? Of course, the gym leader's never in the gym, and I have to go find him and bring him back. I found Burl on the Pierre alongside Bianca and Iris, the final gym leader in the Unova region. This time, Team Plasma stole Bianca's Muna, and I had to show them that I'm the only one that can make Bianca cry. I followed Burl to the Plasma hideout in the city, and was greeted by the old green hair man, Getsis. He faintly talks about this mysterious dragon Pokemon, and with the power of it, he will be able to unify the hearts of everyone in the land. He proceeds to hand Bianca's Muna, because he doesn't want this smoke that I carry around with me. I'm strapped at all times, if you know what I mean. Burl then heads to his own gym where I can finally show him who runs the city streets. I evolve Sheepy with the Firestone into a Simisear, and head straight to the gym. I defeat his Whirlpeed with Matt, lower his Levany with Sheepy, and take it out with Matt, and finally Razor Shell his Dweeble for another easy win. That makes 3 badges down, 5 more to go. Exiting Castelia City, Bianca stomps once again. She really wants me to brutally destroy her Pokemon this time, it seems. I take her final Pokemon Pignite down without a sweat, and then she finally comes to her senses that she will never be able to defeat me and runs away. Just when I thought my rivals caught some senses with these hands that I've been throwing, Chirin wants to battle me once again. Even though I'm at a type disadvantage with Matt, I still deal a lot of damage before taking its Servie down with Bojack. But since I don't have my Matty Boy with me, he takes me down for the first time with this Panpour. However, I come back to Chirin to show him what karma means and lower his Servine with Sheepy and take it out with Matt. After that, it was smooth sailing from here, taking out his remaining Pokemon with ease. I catch myself a little Sandy Boy Flower, the Sandile, and paint the Darumaka. Before heading to the next city, we are delightfully greeted by the professor, and she hands me her black and yellow balls. We head into Nimbasa City, and find out that Team Plasma is already being naughty kids on Christmas Eve. I make quick with them, and the old man that they were harassing gave me a brand new bike. What a nice guy, right? But before I went deeper into the city, I backtracked and get the most important item that lies in Castelia City, the EXP share. With this, leveling up my other Pokemon is gonna be so much easier. I headed back to Nimbasa City and rode the battle train to see what it was all about. Level 50! Yeah, I got off that train faster than light. East of Nimbasa City, I encountered the mysterious N once again. He lured me in with cookies and milk into the Ferris wheel at the amusement park. As we got to the tippy top of the Ferris wheel, I thought N was gonna open up and tell me that he had a secret crush on me all along. But to my surprise, N humble brags that he is in fact the head of Team Plasma. See, N foresees a future where there's peace among all Pokemon. But I say hell nah and we get to fighting. I mean, if I can't brutally beat down my rivals with my Pokemon, why do I even have them, right? N starts off with his Sandile, and I with my Mat. One quick Razor Shell takes it out fast. Next is his Darumaka. I wish more trainers would send out more Pokemon that are super weak against my D-Watt. Easily taking it down. He sends out his Scraggy, which he hangs on to dear life before I water pulse it to death. Lastly, Sigalith. Whirlwinds Mat and brings out HM. Sadly, HM doesn't live to see another day. I bring back Matt and take it out yet with another Razor Shell. And blabbers away that he will become champ, blah blah blah. Didn't we hear this all from Blue before? He literally tells me that I will not be able to beat him while he got his ass whooped hard. Anyways, I head straight to the next gym. All I'm gonna say is water and electric is a bad combo. Luckily I had Flower, our Sandile. With its dark and ground type, electric moves should be a breeze for me, right? Nope. These damn Amolgos are flying types as well as electric, so my ground type moves do nothing to them. Finally, I make it to the gym leader, Elisa. Elisa has 2 Amalgas and her ace Pokemon, Zebstrika. This gym took 4 resets before I came with the perfect strategy towards her Pokemon. I start with Matt. She immediately Volt Switches, doing tons of damage. I know her Amalga's faster than my Matty Boy, but that's okay. Because Matt Razor Shells the next Emolga, leaving it at 1 HP. Knowing Elisa, she will use a Hyper Potion, so I go in for a second Razor Shell, taking down the first Emolga. I switch to HM and heal Matt and get him to full health. I bring out Matt and her Emolga Volt Switches into her ace, Zebstrika. While Matt deals a ton of damage to Zebstrika, I bring out Flower, knowing it's going to go for an electric type move. I send to Zebstrika, taking it down and getting an attack boost due to Flower's Moxie. Final Emolga goes for an aerial ace, taking Flower down into yellow territory. I crunched on that little flying rat, taking it down to red health. We both use Hyper Potion before I take it down with a critical hit crunch. That was the hardest gym by far because of how annoying the Amalgas were. But Matt and Flower came in clutch, winning us the 4th gym badge. 4 more to go. I headed west to Route 5 to be stopped by Chirin once again. Jealous of my new gym badge, he throws a tantrum and we battle yet again. Long story short, I take his Pokemon down with my level 32 D-Watt. I'm literally 8 levels ahead. With the help of our Darumaka, I take down Servine with, you guessed it, our Matty Boy. But I think I celebrated too late because his Tranquil takes out our Matt. When I thought I lost yet again to Jiren, I remember that I can use a revive on Matt, and that's exactly what I did. I beat that bird to a pulp. I couldn't even recognize it after Matt finished it off. After clenching my butt too hard from stress, we are introduced to this region's champion, Alder. Like Chirin wasn't humiliated enough, Alder wanted Chirin and myself to humiliate some random 5-year-olds, and that's exactly what I did. I was winning so much that Flower decided to evolve into a Crocorock. I added a Solace to our team and named it Green. Elisa calls the 5th gym leader to lower the drawbridge for us. On the bridge, I catch myself a little blue duck and head to the next town. We're greeted by Clint Eastwood, I mean Clay. Apparently because we lowered the bridge, some of the Team Plasma grunts got away, and Chirin and I have to find them. But let's be honest, I'm gonna do all the work, aren't I? I have my first triple battle with the biker, and head into a cold storage unit. There in a shipping container, we find the runaway grunts, and I'm ready to shove my Pokeballs up where the sun doesn't shine. We take on the grunts one by one, and I really wish that they implemented more triple battles, especially here. But while battling, my chat thought it would be hilarious to scare me when I least expect it. Payback? Oh my god! Oh my god. And I admit, it was kind of funny. I beat the grunts without breaking a sweat. We turn the grunts over to Clay and get to finally challenge his gym. We finally make it to Clay and he sends out his Crocodile. Spoiler alert, I one-shot almost every Pokemon he has. Palpitoad survives with 1 HP and I Razor Shell his face one last time. I Razor Shelled so much that Matt turned into a Samurott, and honestly, I don't know why he's on all fours now. On our way to the next city, Bianca stops us again for yet another battle. I finish her off once again, crushing all hopes in Bianca's eyes. We come across a cave that is closed by webbing, and Clay comes along and opens it up for us. As we enter, ninjas from the Hidden Leaf Village take us to N. How did he get in here before us? I have no clue. We meet up with the professor and Bianca. The professor is doing some research in the cave and hands me a lucky egg that I give to Matt to hold for some extra EXP points. I encountered a Joltik and catch it first try and name it Hot. After a bazillion trainers and grunts, we meet up with N at the end of the cave. I take down his boulder with a couple of Aqua Jets, then he sends out his own Joltik, and I deal tons of damage with Flower, before crunching it to finish it off. Next is Pharaoh Seed. I take it down also with a crunch, and switch back to Matt. Last of N's Pokemon is Clink, and I take it down with a quick Razor Shell. The Professor and Bianca comes to our aid, and N isn't very fond of the Professor, and runs away yet again with his tail between his legs. Next city is Miss Charlton City, which is just a big land strip for plains basically. This city gym leader rushes to aid a Pokemon that's on top of a tower. I have to say, this tower was hell for me. There's like 3 or 4 floors that have 5 trainers on every floor. Finally make it to the top of the tower and ring the huge bell. After ringing the bell, the gym leader Skylar goes back to her gym so I can finally battle her and get the 6th badge. This gym shouldn't be a thing. Shooting out 10-year-olds out of canyons is just a lawsuit waiting. I make my way through the gym and hit my head against the wall, leaving me concussed. Skylar's a flying type gym, but that doesn't matter for Matt. I take down her Swoobat, her Unpheasant, and finally her Swanna, making that our 6th gym badge in the bag. I head towards Twist Mountain, and I'm greeted yet once again by Cheerin. I cannot catch a break with these guys, I swear. I put his Unpheasant in a chokehold, making it tap out. I punch his Servine till it was unconscious, and I shocked the Simipour. Finally, I finished his Leopard and leveled up Matt and Hot, just enough that Hot evolved into a Galvantula. Alder breaks his leg jumping down just to give us the HM for Surf and drags himself away. Moving on to the next city, we encounter Cheerin, and to my surprise, he doesn't want to battle me. I think he's going through a midlife crisis or something. I mean, it happens to all of us, really. Meanwhile, we'll catch a Cubchoo first try and name it Jim. We finally make it to Icarus City. We beat a couple of trainers and Darumaka finally evolves into a Darmanitan. Just look at that $1 million smile. This is the first time where the gym leader's actually in their own gym. I have to say, the 5th gen gyms are insanely dangerous for 10-year-olds. I mean, look at this jump that you have to make to get to the gym leader. One little mistake and you're a goner for sure. We make it to Bryson, the ice-type gym leader. The puzzles getting to him were harder than the leader himself. After I Razor Shell all of his Pokemons, we finally get the 7th gym badge, just like that. We exit out of the gym and suddenly get ambushed by the ninjas from the Hidden Leaf Village once again. They tell us that N is waiting for me at the top of Dragon Spire Tower. We head towards the tower and enter from the blown up wall on the side. I make it up the whole tower fighting Team Plasma Grunts and the architect's poor building design, and I'm greeted by N and Reshiram, one of the legendary Pokemon this gen has to offer. And I have to admit, the cinematics in this scene are so cool and so menacing. I thought I was playing Pokemon White. Reshiram. N has already resurrected and captured Reshiram, and tells me if I'm worthy, I will be able to resurrect the counterpart to Reshiram, Zekrom. Zekrom has taken the form of the Darkstone. No offense to N, but I mean, look at me. How can this face not be worthy to capture Zekrom? Leaving the tower, Alder stops us and tells us that maybe we can find the Darkstone deep inside the Relic Castle past Route 4. We have to capture the Darkstone before Team Plasma gets their hands on it. I fly directly to Route 4 and make my way to the Relic Castle. I fight a couple of grunts and make it to the bottom where we find Getsis. He tells us that the Darkstone is nowhere to be found and that N will finally bring liberation alongside the legendary dragon. With the Darkstone lost and nowhere to be found, we leave the Relic Castle and suddenly get a call from the professor. She tells us to come to the museum in Nacreen City ASAP. We make it to the museum with everyone around. Lenora comes out and hands me the Darkstone just like that. I thought it would be harder to obtain it, but I'll take it. They tell me that Iris, the final gym leader, might have a clue on resurrecting Zekrom, and that's where I head to next. Before I pass Two Blind Bridge, Bianca stops me and asks for a battle one last time. Of course, I can't say no to a one-side beating. I take out her Stantline with a couple of Aqua Tails. Out comes her Simisage, and I switch to Pain, our newly evolved Darumaka. One Fire Blitz to the face and Simisage is down. Ember is next, and Matt can take it down easily with just one Aqua Tail. Her final Pokemon is a Musharna, and Flower takes it out with a quick crunch. I guess Flower liked that so much that he started to evolve into a Crocodile. We get on the Two Blind Bridge, and at the end of it, Getsis is waiting. He congratulates me on obtaining the Darkstone. How does he know that? Who's a snitch in the group? Anyways, Getsus reveals his true intentions behind his plan, and liberation wasn't it all along. People, that is the truth. All trainers will become helpless to resist us. We alone will be able to use Pokemon. So he's the one that just wants the power. He wants all the Pokemon. He wants all the power. He's not gonna set them free, whatever. And I want to say that I called it from the beginning. Getsus runs along with a smirk that I would love to wipe away. We fight a couple of bikers in front of the mall, and our small boy Green evolves into a Duosion. We step foot into Nimbasa City, where we find Alder already there waiting. This guy's everywhere despite his broken legs from jumping down Twist Mountain. Getsus is already trying to convince people to release their Pokemon and be freed from the people's oppression. After listening to Getsus' speech, we talk to Iris and Drayden, and they invite me to their home. Because this doesn't look like a home, it looks like a room in a mental institution. Drayden and Iris tells us about the origin story of Reshiram and Zekrom. We don't waste any time and head to the gym, where Iris is the leader of. We make way by pressing buttons and making dragon heads move to where they need to be. We finally get to the top where Iris stands, waiting for battle. The only trouble I had facing Iris was her Druddigon, and that's only because she kept using damn hyper potions. The rest of her team was a breeze from Matt and my own team, while Flower using Foul Play and Crunch to finish her ace off Haxorus for good. And that is the final gym badge acquired. Only the Elite Four stands in our way of being crowned the champion. Making my way to Victory Road, the professor stops me and gives me the Master Ball. She really loves giving me balls for some reason. I quickly go to Route 7 for a staring contest with Thundurus before he flies away, leaving me the undefeated champ of staring contests 3 years in a row. Back to the task at hand. We head towards the Victory Road, and this time Bianca and Chirin stops us in our track. Chirin wanted this heat for old time's sakes, and I cannot turn down a free Chirin beating, so the battle begins, with Chirin sending out his Unpheasant, and I with Matt. One Aqua Tail was enough to take Unpheasant down. Next, he stands out his Superior, and I switch into Pain. One Fire Blitz, and Superior goes down without a fight. Chirin then sends out his Simipour, and I switch into Hot thinking that I have an advantage. But to my surprise, his Simipour tanks all my attacks and defeats my Galvantula with burn damage. I bring in Matt and slash Simipour to bits. Lastly is Chirin's Liepard, and one Razor Shell to its face, Liepard goes down, just like the rest of Chirin's team. Chirin gets all emotion and runs away like a schoolgirl, and Bianca follows him. I battle a couple more trainers before entering the badge check that leads to the Elite Four, and evolve Green once more into Reuniclus. He is ready to throw some hands just like his owner. I pass all the checks with flying colors and enter Victory Road. In Victory Road, we battle various trainers with all types of Pokemon. Unease evolves into a Swanna, and we make it to the top of the mountain. I make sure that we stock up on items that we probably need since we can't heal our Pokemon during the Elite Four. We head first to the Psychic type Elite Four trainer, Caitlin. She starts the battle off with Reuniclus. Me reading the signs wrong because of my dyslexia, I start off with Flower, a Dark type Pokemon. Her Reuniclus one-shots Flower, and I send in Matt. I use an Aqua Tail, taking it down to red. She then uses Thunder, almost taking Matt down instantly. Matt holds on with 17 HP. I don't risk it for the biscuit, and I Aqua Jet since it always attacks first. Matt finally takes down Reuniclus, leaving me still in the red. Next is her Gothitelle. I bring in Hot, using Signal Beam, leaving her confused. She hits herself once, before snapping out and taking down Hot. Gothitelle is already pretty low, so I bring out Pain, thinking that'll go down easily. I Fire Punch her, leaving her at 2 HP. She retaliates with Psychic, leaving Pain with 8 HP. This fight isn't going too well for us at the moment. I waste a turn healing up Matt, knowing that she will use a full restore. I Fire Blitz, dealing 30% of damage, taking out Pain with the recoil. Seeing that it has Thunderbolt, I need to take it out ASAP. I Aqua Tail, leaving it at 1 HP. Matt tanks the Thunderbolt and finishes it off. I take down our Musharana with 3 Aqua Tails. Sigilyph is the last of her Pokemon. I bring out Green thinking it will be a good matchup, but I was wrong. I bring out Unease to heal up Matt once more, before it takes down Unease, leaving me with 1 Pokemon left, 1 versus 1. Matt comes out strong, dealing a ton of damage, with Aqua Tail and taking yet another Psychic. 1 more Aqua Tail and Sigilyph goes down. Stressed out of how hard the Elite Four is compared to every other gym, I heal up my Pokemon and use my rare candies on Matt, trying to close the gap. Next we come face to face with Chantal, a Ghost type trainer. I bring out Flower, knowing that this time I have a type advantage against Cofagrigus. I use Foul Play, dealing some damage. With doing so, Cofagrigus activates Mummy, taking away my Moxie. Even if I bring down Cofagrigus, I won't get an attack boost anymore. It Shadow Balls Flower, dealing a significant amount of damage. Next, it uses Will-O-Wisp, burning Flower. I take it down to red, and Chantal uses a full restore, backtracking all of Flower's efforts. Due to burn damage, Flower drops down to 3 HP, and I full restore myself this time. Flower uses Crunch, lowering its defense, and I take it out with another Crunch. Chantal brings out Jellicent, and I bring out Matt for the first time this battle. While taking Energy Balls, I Swords Dance, boosting Matt's attacks to the max. Matt tanks all attacks and holds on with just 2 HP. I quickly heal up and one-shot Jillicent, Golurk, and Chandelure, leaving us with only 2 more Elite 4 members to face. We come face to face with Grimsley, a dark type trainer. Unease deals some damage to his Scrafty before going down. I forgot that Matt is burned, but before I use a full restore, I deal some damage taking it to red. I Swords Dance 3 more times, getting my attack up, and try taking it down with Aqua Tail and miss. Quickly healing up, I try again, hitting this time, and taking it out. Just like Chantal, I continue to one-shot his Pokemon, finishing this battle, and learning Hydro Pump, an amazing water move. Last is Marshall, a fighting type trainer. I send out Green this time, and he with this Throw. We deal tons of damage to each other. Since Throw is faster, it takes down Green. I send out Matt, knowing that Matt is the only one that can actually deal damage. Matt uses Aqua Tail and takes it out. Next is his Sock. I Swords Dance once and miss an Aqua Tail, while Sock deals a ton of damage with a crit. Aqua Tail connects and leaves it at 1 HP due to his Sturdy. I heal up Matt and Aqua Tail again, knowing his Sturdy will activate and waste another full restore. I rinse and repeat till he's out of heals and take it down with ease. Next he sends out his Conquador, and Matt deals a ton of damage, leaving it in the red. Matt takes it out, and Mianshout comes out. I bring out Hot, just so I can heal Matt to the max health. Matt then proceeds to take it out with a Hydro Pump. The final trainer is Unova's champion. We take the elevator down into the final room of the Elite Four. After walking up 10,000 stairs, we walk in to face the champ. As we get close, we recognize the figure next to the champ. It's N. N has beaten Alder, making him the champ of Unova. I guess he was just like Blue after all. Sorry for downing you, N. N notices us and has been waiting for us along with the Darkstone. He says how this isn't a suitable place and summons the castle of Team Plasma surrounding the entire Pokemon League. Now I know where the budget went to make this game. N tells me to follow him to face him one last time to see whose ideals are the superior one. Shin comes in saying that he's beaten the Pokemon League while Alder congratulates him. Excuse me, I was here first? Why didn't Alder congratulate me? No time for seeking father figure validation. I head up to the Team Plasma castle. While the 6 sages threaten me, behind us comes out Clay and the rest of the 7 gym leaders, backing me up. With the sages' hands full, I take this opportunity to make my way to N. Before I do find him, I find a kid's room that was once provided to N. In the room there's various toys, even a half pipe. Could this really be N's room? Was N being manipulated as a kid by Getsus? We make it to the final room and Getsus stops us before we can walk in. He talks about his plans to overrule Unova. I really hope that I can wipe off that grin soon. Getsus lets us enter the room where N is waiting on his throne. This is the final battle for all the marbles. He calls out to Reshiram to his aid. Reshiram then flies through the wall like was made out of paper. We are now face to face with the legendary dragon. Suddenly, the Darkstone starts to tremble. The Darkstone starts to react, and out comes Zekrom, waiting to be caught. I throw a Master Ball to quickly capture it and start our battle with N. N starts out with Reshiram, and I with Zekrom. Since Matt has a better type advantage, I sacrifice Unease to switch to Matt. Matt uses Swords Dance and tanks a Hyper Beam. Matt deals a ton of damage while Reshiram needs to recharge. I use a full restore on Matt, taking his HP back to full. Reshiram Hyper Beams once again, leaving Matt at 94 HP. Knowing that he needs to recharge, Matt takes it out with Hydro Pump. Next is Klinklang, and I with Pain. Klinklang misses, and Pain hits with a Flare Blitz, taking it down to 2 HP. Knowing that a full restore is about to happen, I use Flare Blitz again, and take it into red once again. I heal up thinking that he will, but he doesn't. Klinklang Thunderbolts Pain, dealing tons of damage. I don't want to waste too many heals just yet, so I let him take down Pain, and I send out Zekrom, using a quick Fusion Bolt, taking it down. And sends out his next Pokemon. Almost taking out Zekrom, I sacrifice Flower to bring out Matt and heal up quickly. One Aqua Tail takes it out and do the same with a Zoroark, and sends out Caracosta. 2 Aqua Tails later, and it goes down without putting up a fight. Archeops is next, and N's final Pokemon. Since it's faster than us, it takes down Matt, leaving me with 2 Pokemon left. I don't attack, and max revive Matt and heal up Zekrom. Zekrom comes in strong with a Fusion Bolt, taking it out and defeating N. N confesses that I was in fact the stronger one in the story, and goes through his own midlife crisis. Getsus walks in and starts throwing dirt on N's name. Getsus should know that I'm the only one that can call N names. He then tells N about his secret plan, confusing N even more, while Alder and Sheeran join us. I have been waiting for this moment to wipe off that stupid grin off of Getsus's face, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. The music for the final boss gave me chills with the drums banging, bringing my adrenaline to its peak. He leads him with his Cofagrigus, and I switch from Zekrom to Flower. He poisons Flower, but Flower gets a good hit on him. Due to his Shadow Ball and poison, Flower is already at 51 HP. This fight isn't looking too bright. Cofagrigus is stalling with Protects, while I use a full restore. Flower takes it down into red, and he uses a full restore. Rinse and repeat. I leave Cofagrigus at red health again, bringing in Matt with a quick Aqua Jet to hit first, and taking it down. Getsis brings out his Buffalant. Matt hydro pumps its face, leaving it in the yellow, while he uses a wild charge, an electric type move. I wasn't expecting that, but Matt tanks it like a champ and finishes it off with another hydro pump. Electros is next, and this Pokemon has no weaknesses. No, seriously, look it up. I bring out Zekrom and Fusion Bolt it, not able to deal too much damage. A couple of Dragon Breaths, however, takes it out. Next is Sespitoad. Matt takes care of it with a hydro pump and an Aqua Tail. Hydreigon is next, and I thought that Matt was faster, but it takes Matt down with a Focus Blast. I once again sacrifice Unease to revive Matt. Zekrom goes down to a Focus Blast, knowing I can revive him with my last max revive. I quickly sacrifice Pain to do just that. Zekrom comes out again, tanking another Focus Blast, and hitting back with Dragon Breath, dealing more than half of its HP. Zekrom goes down, and out comes Matt with a Hydro Pump, but taking lots of damage as well in the process. I Aqua Jet to hit first, but Hydreigon hangs on with 1 HP, and takes down Matt to 3 HP. I quickly Aqua Jet again, and take it down. His last Pokemon is a Bisharp. I switch into green to full restore Matt, while Bisharp takes down green, leaving me with just Matt. This is all or nothing at this point, and this is what happens next. One Hydro Pump left. Come on. Come on. Yes. Oh my god, that was all or nothing. All or nothing. We have beaten Getsis with 1 Pokemon remaining. Our boy Matt is the true MVP of the story. Getsis goes crazy over his defeat. Alder and Sheeran take him away while N is still in disbelief. N gives us a speech that can make any grown man cry. And along with that, Pokemon White has come to an end. With a playtime of 15 hours and 51 minutes. This is one of the hardest Pokemon games I've ever played next to Leaf Green. The last 6 battles, I was on my toes, sweating from stress, and I loved every second of it. I admit, I wish there was more triple battles throughout the game, but the story compensated for a lot of the small issues. Having a character like N made the story 10 times better, and it made me really feel something in his last speech. I don't think that any Pokemon game has ever done that for a rival character before. I'm glad that even after 14 years later, I got to experience Pokemon Black and White for the first time. I admit it was kind of weird to catch the legendary Pokemon for your last fight. I'm more used to things like Pokemon Emerald, where you can capture Rayquaza and take it to the Elite Four. But overall, I would give Pokemon Black and White a 9.2 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video and got to the end, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. I really put a lot of work into this video, and it helps out a lot with the algorithm on YouTube. And if you want to be part of the next game I play, come over to my Twitch, and maybe I'll even name a Pokemon after you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.